going on, YouTube? This is Chris with Liquidation OH, liquidationoh.com. I am pleased to have two special guests tonight. We have Jeff and Darlene with Jeff Newhard's with Newico Solutions, and then I'll let Darlene introduce herself. In the back.
Grammar errors, spelling errors. Helpful find the right words.
Somehow we got a background.
It catches all those embarrassing.
I don't know where that's coming from.
I downloaded Grammarly around.
Is it on your side or our side?
It's probably your side. The YouTube window is probably open.
Okay.
Got the ad playing.
I use Grammarly for importing emails.
Where did we put that?
There are a lot of.
We're just gonna, I guess, close that.
Grammarly is making me a better writer.
Is that this?
I would recommend Grammarly if you're a student,
Family.
My peers, my colleagues, they all have your
Close that out.
Oh, I just close this, the whole thing.
How's everyone doing? Looks like they got the ad and they closed their own window. That's okay. We'll give them a minute to get out. All right, so it looks like we have Jeff on. He's with Newico Solutions. And then we have Darlene, who I think is another business venture, but I'll let her introduce herself. They're business partners. I'd like to thank Rob and Renee from the PS101 group. They are partners in the Facebook group. You'll see Rob in the chat. Who do we have so far? We have Little Rocky Discount Store. Destiny, how you doing? Nick's here. Rob, Renee, and Gail so far. So hopefully you guys ask questions as we go through it. We're going to learn a little bit about their business.
I guess close that. Am I from Minnesota?
Window.
Are we ready for
the window with the chat in? That's the one playing.
Are we ready to take the
Yeah.
All right, ready? Take
All right, start. All right, so we've Jeff and Darlene. We're back. So you guys introduce yourselves. I just kind of spoke a little bit. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Well, I'm Jeff Newhard with Newico Solutions, and this is Darlene Mann with Seville Royale. I run one of the largest, well, I wouldn't say it's the largest, maybe the only wholesale company in Kansas City right now. I'm hoping that others will join us and get into the business too. But right now we've got a lot of traffic with people that come down to our cave in Dean's Downtown Underground here in Kansas City, Missouri, and not only buy pallets from us, but they buy individual items and to boxfuls of stuff. That's kind of Newico in a nutshell. And then Darlene is not only one of my customers, but she also rents some space from us in the cave. And she's got her own little area over there, and she does a lot of different stuff than we do. But it keeps her going, and it keeps traffic coming in our place with what she's got going too.
So how long have you guys been in business?
Newico itself has been in business since 2011, but before that, it was a government contracting business. Once I got out of government contracting, I was looking for something to do, and so from the standpoint of e-commerce, it's been in business now almost 4 years, just selling online and selling local and retail. Just recently, within the last year, we've got into the wholesale side of it. Mainly because we just got tired of buying ones and twosie type pallets and got into really buying the truckloads, and keeping the truckloads coming through is well, wasn't a challenge for us, but it just kind of kept our pipeline fed. And then we got to be so big that we couldn't keep going through all the items, so we decided just to start selling off the pallets that we couldn't get to, and then it's just expanded from there and really started booming here within the last 6 months per se.
Yep. Looks like we're getting
We need to close the other windows.
Yeah.
Did that work?
How about that?
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like you were doing onesie twosies and you kind of the wholesale liquidation.
Yeah. In fact, getting back into the business, when I first started, I started with a friend of mine that was doing nothing but electronics. He was doing laptops, he was doing printers, anything electronic wise. And that's how I kind of learned this side of the business. And he would just sell on eBay and Amazon. And I kept telling him, hey, Chris, there's a whole nother world out here. And he just really wasn't into doing the other stuff besides what he was comfortable with. And so that's when I took off on my own and started doing the other side, which was everything else but basically PCs and electronics and printers and that kind of stuff. And then just from there, we started going to the ASD week out in Las Vegas and just started meeting a lot of other people, a lot of suppliers, and learning the other aspects of the business. And so that's what we've been doing for the last 3 years from that perspective.
Who would you say your target customers are? Who do you look to?
Right now, with the target audience we have, it's not only the people who are walking in on our Wednesday night sales, but we look for people who want to learn the business, people who aren't the tire kickers, but they want to come in and they want a pallet, but they don't know what to do with the pallet. So first of all, we'll sit down and say, do you really know what you're doing? And there's been a lot of times with those folks, we won't even sell them a pallet until we're comfortable with them knowing what we're doing, or what we're doing, what they're doing. Because too many times in the past, we've seen people come in and just buy a pallet, go out, and then want to come back and start yelling at us because they said it was all junk or they couldn't sell it, and they had no idea of how to sell it in the first place. So we started doing a lot of education with people when they come in. And like I said, we won't even sell them a pallet till we're comfortable that they know or have an avenue that they're going to sell it, and it's a viable avenue, not just go out and stand on the street corner and put a sign out and expect something to sell.
Well, we had a woman come in and buy a pallet, or his pallet, and then she went out on Let Go and was selling, things that were 150 retail, even on sale, and she was selling them on Let Go for $20. And she's like, hey, I'm not making any money. I'm like, we're like, what?
And these were brand new items, factory sealed items.
I mean, Cuisinart, the highest end, not the low end stuff, and it was, you're not selling on Let Go. Those and garage sale swap meets are us on Facebook. That's where she went.
Yeah.
And I mean, she didn't even research what they were or what she could get them for. She just Let Go.
Yeah. So now.
And then she was like, hey, I'm only making $10, $20. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But you had no ambition to even research or think about what you were doing or where you were going.
Yeah. So we sat down. We set the people down and we make sure they know how to research products, know what they're looking for, and at least understand how to price a product first. And like I said, we will not sell a pallet to anybody that walks in and just says, I want to get in the business, but I don't. I know what I'm doing, but after you ask them, do you really know what you're doing? And all of a sudden they're out there going, well, I don't like this, and we want to buy the product back, or it's like, no.
It seems so easy, and you seem like everybody's doing it, and it seems like everybody's making so much money, but there's really a big strategy behind it. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on if you're someone who is just wanting to supplement your income, or make it a business and take on employees and business loans, etc., where you want to go with it, obviously.
Right. So yeah, and we started out, and we literally started out around this table, and then into the garage, and moved into a small warehouse, and now we're in a 20,000 square foot cave. But people look at our story and say, hey, this is easy. If you guys can do it, I can do it. Well, it's not that easy. It's a lot of work. And if you're not willing to put in the time and effort, you just don't sit here and post something and expect it to sell. So that's one of the first things we tell people is we want to get comfortable with you before you can get comfortable with the business, and we'll even sell products to you.
Right, because ultimately you're trying to drive. I mean, you can get the first purchase, but you want the buyers that can come back, buy again, and have that steady flow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is another thing. Finding the resellers that want to come through here.
Right. And we get a lot of people that come in and they want our sources, and they're saying, well, this is the first time I've ever bought a pallet, but I want to buy a truckload. Well, we're not even going to talk to you yet till you even start at the low end. But we get quite a few people coming in and asking for a truckload, and we just kind of sit down and say, hey, let's have a coffee, let's have a margarita, and talk about this for a little bit.
So looks like we had a couple late people. Just real quick, we have Newico Solutions and Darlene from, what was it, Seville? You said
Seville Royale, yeah.
Seville Royale. So
that is my.
they're on understanding how they sell from and how they get their customers. Process. How do you guys? Let's walk through the process. How does your process work in terms of? So you talked about getting buyers in there. It sounds like you have sales where people come in. How does your process work in terms of buying?
Well, as far as that goes, we advertise strictly on Facebook. We looked at many different options, and of course, Facebook being free, we just started there. We really had no idea the outreach that Facebook has, but it's just exploded, and we really don't have any other need other than to advertise on Facebook. And then from Facebook, we advertise not only our Wednesday night sales, because well, Wednesday nights in the cave, we also are associated with Dale Welch's Man Cave, which is a large indoor flea market inside of the caves. We're right next door to each other, so we complement each other, and that just helps drive our sales and their sales too. After Facebook, it's all word of mouth and walk-in, and then we've got Equipment auctions, which we sell a lot of stuff online on the Equipment auctions, which started here in Kansas City. They are moving out nationwide, but the bulk of the people are around Missouri, St. Louis, Wichita area. And if anybody wants to watch one of our videos, I did put a plug out there for them. We have basically 40 pallets on a Equipment auction right now, which is getting a lot of visibility. And when the people come in for the auctions, they look around and they always think, well, this is just an auction house. Well, no, you can walk in and you can buy it. Anything and everything's for sale, except us and the kids.
So it sounds like, so people, you have two options, right? People can walk in, they can purchase from you. What about online? So you have Quibids and Equipbids?
Well, we did a lot of, in the beginning, we did a lot of eBay and Amazon, and I've got a rather large eBay account. But right now, the way things go and the way stuff rolls through there, excuse me, we really don't have time to post on eBay because the stuff is coming and going so quick. By the time we even think about getting an item out there that's a really good item, and we really don't put, unless it's factory sealed, we won't put it on eBay or Amazon. They really don't last over a day. People come in and see the types of products that we are getting from our suppliers, and they just fly out the door as quick as they come in.
So you mainly sell pallets then? So we could see what you have either through Facebook or Quibids?
Yeah, but well, one of the things we do with the pallets when we get a load, you know, there's a lot of people and suppliers out there that they'll say, we sell pallets, we only sell pallets, but you know, you go through and you buy a truckload of pallets and you never know what you're getting. And so when we come in to the realm that we came into, we had a lot of people ask, well, what's on a pallet, or what can I make on a pallet? Well, of course, you really don't know what you can make on a pallet, and we can't guarantee any profits, but we'll take 1 or 2 pallets out of every truckload, and we'll just tear them apart because we want to know the quality of the products that we're pushing out to our customers too. And so if we tear those pallets apart, we're showing them the quality of the products, and at the same time, those products are available for sale from the individuals walking in and the walk-in traffic that we have. And so it's kind of a two-pronged marketing, because we can say, here's your pallet, here's the pallet torn all apart. This is the type of stuff you'll get. Now, if you go over here and look at these pallets, you can see the comparable products, and you know what you're getting. May not be the same type of stuff, but at least they got an idea of the quality of the products that are on those pallets before they purchase them. I think that's where we differentiate ourselves a little bit from a lot of people because we do that.
So are there any resale restrictions to the buyers that you have?
No.
Like, for example, once we're purchasing from you?
No, we have
or
none. But what we do is I kind of come from a business intelligence background. So what we'll do is we won't oversaturate a market. In other words, we won't sell multiple different items to multiple different people who are in the same area or the same metro area. And we watch out for that because we don't want the people to degrade their profitability. And so we kind of manage that as we go along. And by doing that, we feel that, that keeps the people coming back and it keeps them wanting more and more, because we're not saying, well, at the flea market, there was 4 of you selling the same products. But we want to make sure everybody has a variety of stuff and has a good chance at making a good profit.
And then if we see something, how does shipping work? Do we strictly through Equipbids or?
No, we can do the shipping for you, or if you guys have your own shippers you want to use, we're more than happy to just work with them and set it up and load the trucks when they come in. That's one thing we found, or at least I found when we first got in this business, is a lot of people wanted to do their own shipping or required you to do their shipping through their sites. And you could see the difference in shipping when you go get your own quote and what they're quoting. So we want to leave it up to the people and say, hey, if you've got a better option, by all means, go for it.
What about, so if we see something we like, how do we pay for it? Is it PayPal? What do you guys accept in forms of payment?
We do have PayPal. We do have a merchant processing. We do accept credit cards, wire transfers, the whole 9 yards. Cash is king, though, especially when the people come in on our Wednesday night sales.
What about, so?
Oh, when you asked specifically about Equipbids, well, that's an auction house. It's a local auction house, and we have a pickup date after you win your item, and you've already paid for it online, and you actually come in physically and pick it up. We also have trucks that if we sell a Gaylord or a pallet on that auction, and somebody for a fee, we'll deliver it to you in the metro area.
Yeah, within a 50-mile radius of Kansas City Metro.
We have the ability to do that for you as well. We've done that, and then we also have docks. We have everything you need. So if you want to bring your own truck, pickup truck, we have everything that we can assist you in getting that forklift, or people just walk in and pick up their merchandise that they've bought on Equipbids or one through the auction house.
But speaking of that on pallets, I think the best part of this business, or the comical part of this business, is when people win a pallet and come down in a Prius and try and stuff that pallet in the Prius. We just get a kick out of that.
So what about, let's talk about products. Feel free to answer as much as you want or as little as you want. What about items? How do you get your items? Do you have any contracts? Is it onesie twosie?
Tools. We prefer brand new items in the realm of tools, electronics, higher end merchandise that we can get a hold of. We prefer new. We're associated with a few that will buy returns, etc. But then you get to some of these, you're buying a whole truckload, can get risky sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're not associated with somebody that you've done business with quite a few times and become known that they're honest about what they're giving you.
Right. Now we do. When I first got into business, I strictly dealt with some very large electronics distributors, and we were talking truckloads that were $40,000, $80,000 at a time. And that's a lot of work. But when you get those types of products in, we were going through and refurbishing and rehabbing laptops and printers. We were also licensed with Lenovo as a Lenovo dealer, and we still are. But those are higher end items. They sell real well once we get them fixed up, but the sales time on those are a lot longer. Now we do get the Walmarts and the Targets of the world, and we work with many different suppliers there, and we're constantly checking and making new relationships to get those prices down and get them down and really affordable, that if we want to sell a pallet to our local customers, that it is something they can afford, and it's not $500-$600, even though we do have those pallets, but it's down in the $200 to $400 range. And we can get those out the door a lot quicker.
Yeah, I like that in your videos. You said you had some pallets in the back. Yeah, this is pretty good. So
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of those pallets in that last video we did, when you saw that, I tell you, the warehouse is so big, 20,000 square foot, and those things get stuck in the corners as we're moving stuff around and trying to pull pallets out for people and push them around, and then they just get overlooked. And we're so busy now, we don't have time to even tear those pallets down. So we'd really just rather get them out the door and get them moving to the people that can really use the products, and so we get more trucks in and have room for more product.
that's good. You just had a good segue there. Scott Tugger asks, are any pallets manifested?
No, not in the lower end realm. When we get into the higher end realms with electronics, yeah, they will be. But with that, we're paying more high dollar for those pallets too, because somebody's gone through and taken the time to actually manifest those up.
And it's you said you deal mainly in electronics and tools and other housewares, or
that's how we started out, and now we've even branched out into anything and everything for $1 now.
yeah.
It can be like I said, the quality of what it is and what we can get at Home Depot, etc. There's no, we don't have a specific niche, like specific tools only, electronics only.
But that's because, well, we like to keep a variety, and that's a lot of our customers coming in. They don't want just Walmart after Walmart after Walmart after Walmart. They want the variety out there, the different stores and the different items. And so we try not to piggyback a lot of the same store back to back, and then keep it moving that way. And
So
go ahead.
that's good. It sounds like from multiple channels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't have this one supplier that we got. Oh shoot, off the top of my head, I know we source from at least 13 different suppliers right now. And a lot of those suppliers will carry the same stuff too, but we always shop for the best price. We want to get the lowest price we can so we can pass that along too.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna move downstairs close to my internet because I think my internet's not too good, but I'll ask as I'm moving. So when you get these different sources of products in, do you guys go through and kind of make your pallets of what you think the best conglomeration of items would be? Or do you guys simply just take the pallets and then move them that way?
We just move them by pallet. The only time you'll ever see a pallet get torn apart in our warehouse is if we're taking it apart for ourselves to sell to the folks that are coming in, or the online auctions that we use.
Sure. And if you want to start cherry picking, if you want to start taking the pallets apart and cherry picking, then yeah, I mean, there's going to be a different price point to that as well when you're cherry picking,
Right.
like anyone does.
But
Sure.
but we don't cherry pick the loads as they come in and recreate pallets, or make inferior pallets for anybody. It's when you see a pallet in our warehouse, it's as it was when it came off the truck.
Okay.
People already, I mean, as soon as they come off the truck, he's already videoing it, and we're already having response, and we're already having people. We do have certain people that are ready to buy. They want a half load. They want, etc. I mean, they're moving quite fast. And then what we don't move, I mean, we're immediately breaking down and inspecting and getting online and local auctions and moving it. I mean, it's moving.
Right.
I mean, and sure, things have a seasonal to them, especially now. People are wanting Christmas. We're going to get into bigger electronics, and those are moving fast because they want to get them up and on sale online.
So if as a buyer, if I'm looking for, hey, I'm looking for electronics, can I say, hey, when you get the next sort of the pallets of XYZ, can I buy those and ship those off?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you have yes.
Oh yeah. And we tell people when trucks are coming in that have told us they're interested in certain items, and we'll say, hey, the truck's going to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're more than welcome to come down and pick some pallets off the truck as we're taking them off. And we have no you know, we have nothing to hide, and we're not trying to cherry pick stuff for ourselves, but we just want to satisfy our customers too, and keep everybody happy. Because we know the quality of the loads, or we would sell them. If we know we sell them ourselves, we know that everybody that gets a pallet from us is going to be happy with the quality that they're getting too.
So it sounds like, what would you say the majority of channels that your current customers sell on? Is it brick and mortar, Amazon, eBay?
Our current customers are local flea markets and eBay and Let Go and those kind of channels. And they do a big business on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And then we're on most of the groups here that are local. And so that's how we keep good track of what's going on, and we know who's on what group, and we try and let people know to not cross sell and not advertise the same stuff on the same groups the best we can.
Yeah, just last week, you had people that just decided they saw us on Facebook and drove right down from Nebraska. You had a lady calling from out of the blue from South Carolina, wanted to buy us pallets, and she's she putting together logistics, etc. And they're just coming from everywhere, and it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
And it's like we said, if you want to buy a pallet, that's great. If you want to buy an individual item, that's great. You want to come down and bundle some stuff. We love to bundle. We have a lot of people say, well, how much for this or how much for that? And we'll say, oh, 10 or 20 bucks. And they'll come over with 10 items, and then we'll dicker from there. We're not set in stone on our prices. And we just love to sit and talk to people and bundle and make the best deal for everybody.
And I know you said they're mostly new, but are they shelf pulls? What type of product are they when you start?
We have new, we have shelf pulls, we have returns.
For overstock, things that are relevant that are I mean, not everything's not easy to sell, and sure, I didn't know when I got high-end custom auto and boat accessories and things like that. I had no idea what that was, and then I got, I knew up from the price point when I researched it online, but once I got it up on eBay and Amazon, I mean, and especially with the time of the season coming in June, they just all summer they just flew out the door. I mean, it just could be anything, but I mean, what you research and what you choose to buy, you want to make sure it's. I mean, do take a moment and research it, and not just go, I'm going to go into the business, I'm just going to grab some stuff, and you really need to research it. I mean, depending on, like I said, if you're wanting to make it into a business, you're not going to be selling a lot of $5 items on eBay.
Yeah.
You've got 1,000 sellers on there that I got them down for $5. Well, where are you going to go from there?
Yeah.
I don't care if you paid 5 cents for it.
No. And we've got a lot of our trusted suppliers now that we really trust, but we still check them. And that's when it goes back to, we tear 1 or 2 pallets apart when we get a truck in, just because we want to know a good representation of what's on that truck. So we can lay those out and show those to the people coming in and buy the pallets, that they have an idea that, okay, this is, hey, yeah, it looks like it's a good majority of brand new or shelf pulls, or, oh yeah, it could be all returns. And and they'll shake the boxes, and of course there's a lot of broken glass and
and then they had an entire truckload of just came out of seasons are changing, so we got brand new patio furniture, grills, really nice high-end grills, outdoor fire pits, etc. And those just went once we posted them and put them online, and then even the local people came in. I mean, that was an entire truckload that was gone.
Yeah,
it's that fast.
And then with the last one, we got a bunch of window AC units in, which, if somebody wants to buy them, we'll make them a good deal, but we'll hold on to those till next spring when they're really in demand. And we have no qualms about doing that too, along with the fans and everything else that we did.
And then we have a lot of local charities, etc. They saw we had a whole truckload of, you had a truckload of toys and things like that. The people that come out of the woodwork and that want to work with you, and their charities and foundations and things like that. Especially the local people.
Right. And that brings up another point, that I work with scouting a lot, Boy Scouts, and I will set up a good load for them if they want to do a charitable thing to make money for a scout camp or for a high adventure. I'll give them to the items at cost, or maybe even below cost, and let them go do a garage sale or do something, raffle or whatever the case may be, so they can make some money for that cause too. So I try and work with the groups in that respect. And then I got a good source for, believe it or not, food. And we can get them food if they want to sell or make pizzas or have a festival, fall fest they want to go to, and get some cheap items from that. So we try and spread the wealth around a little bit too.
Now, in terms of, it sounds like we got a lot of people in the chat that are not local. How would they go about looking at the product that you have? I know you have some videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
How would they go about finding stuff, kind of looking at what you have and say, hey guys, I would like that pallet over there. I'm looking for tools, and how do I get that?
IMS on Facebook. When we have the site on Facebook, it's free. IMS. We can go back and make a video for you and answer any questions.
You're showing your age when you say I am, though.
Or you know, you can make a comment. You can throw your comments right on out there.
And well, we do
just Facebook me. Sorry.
We do a lot. Every time I'll do a video of the load that comes in, and if somebody sees something they're interested in, you know, please get a hold of us and talk to us further, and we'll get some more information on that particular pallet, or send some more pictures if they want, and we can talk about it. But yeah, like you said, hit us on Facebook or hit us on the comments or.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then from there, we'll just work it out if they want to ship it or however the case may be.
It sounds like most of your pallets are kind of mixed with different types of product, not different types, but different items themselves, different SKUs. Do you ever get things where you get pallets full of the same SKU?
Oh yeah, we've got several in there right now. Like I said, the air conditioners, those are 2 full tall pallets of air conditioners, and we've got several tall pallets of Bluetooth speakers that are all the same SKU right now too. We had one pallet that was all earbuds, but once we saw that, we kind of broke that down because we knew it would be hard for somebody to buy that whole pallet for the price we'd want. So we kind of spread the wealth on that one. And we have a lot of those just setting out for the walk-in traffic too. But if somebody wants to buy a box or that, we'd certainly cut them a deal on an individual box.
What about, is there a minimum order quantity?
Nope. Nope. No, 1 to infinity.
So if I'm a small time seller and I say, hey guys, I need a couple boxes, electronics, throw whatever in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah. We'd work with people doing that easily. In fact, I just did that the other day, and I sent a bunch of brand new toner and ink cartridges off. They were all brand new Dell, different styles, and one gentleman wanted them all, and you know, he saw one of our videos. It was in a video, and we worked out a deal, and he bought them all.
That's awesome, because then, I mean, brand new stuff. I mean, you think about different resale channels, right?
Yeah, right.
You think Amazon FBA, you can ship that in all day versus, you know, if I get shelf pulls, I'm going to ship those on eBay.
Yeah. Yeah, or the local walk-in traffic too.
And as well on eBay, you get people that communicate with you and ask you, do you have other things similar, etc. And then you know you have the ability to, if they're looking for, like I said, a toner, we took it off eBay and then discussed it separately, so you're not paying, everybody's paying those extra fees through eBay. Right. You now have a channel to somebody that is a high-end business in toner and wants to know everything we have that comes in.
Okay.
I mean, sure. I mean,
how often? It sounds like, I was going to ask how often you get stuff in. It sounds like you get stuff in every day.
Not every day. It's about every 2 to 3 days. But, you know, some days it's 2 or 3 trucks in the same day, and we made trucks in on Sunday, and they were hand packed, and it took us 2.5 hours just to undo that one. And John, one of our partners that works with us, him and I even convinced Darlene to go down there, and from the 3 of us, it took us 2.5 hours to unload that truck.
Yeah, I didn't even go to the gym that day.
No.
But obviously, if you have employees that do that, but we're kind of
we're small. We're small family business.
So we're small.
Yeah.
But but you learn so much, and you meet new people online every day. You're like, you're uptight, you know what to do, but then you just start putting yourself out there, and just people, the word spreads, you spread, you meet people, especially we get a lot of walk-in people now that we're on Facebook. I mean, it's amazing how they just come alive, and you meet people that we have, gosh, we had pallets of huge salvaged and broke big screen TVs, and I have a gentleman that just deals in nothing but TV parts, and we had a salvage guy that, I mean, we got rid of those and we made money. So we found salvage people, like I had Home Depot broke shop backs and weed eaters, and some that were just needed to be fixed, and I just had people that walked in there from our auction that wanted them. So there you go.
Really?
And then he has his own business. You have people that have their own computer shops. It's just, it's amazing how you start meeting people, and when you do good business and you're honest, and we're very transparent. I mean, that's the only way to be. It's amazing that they want anything that we have in that comes in with certain specifications. So
yeah, we're pretty much an open book, other than where do we get the stuff. We want to keep the good suppliers to ourselves.
If you're really out there researching and communicating, you're going to find those sources. So
it took us what, I mean, to be honest with people that are on here and learning the business, it took us, you know, phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call, all of us calling, and until you hit the right people. Anybody can do it. There's nothing to hide about it other than just finding the right people at the right time.
So, I mean, that's interesting point, because, I mean, I sell onesie twosie and I can sell broken things, but it's crazy how those broken things, there's a market out there. People will buy it.
Oh, wow. It was amazing to know. It was like, what am I going to do with these broken TVs? And I have a guy that wants all the remotes. Oh, okay. If I'm making money, okay.
Remotes and stands.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then some people come in and harvest them for the internal parts, and it's just amazing.
So, what about shipping? So let's say I ordered something and I said, hey guys, would you guys ship it for us?
Yeah, we'd ship it for you. Not a problem. If you have your own shippers, we work with them too. However it goes. In fact, I talked to a gentleman in Wichita the other day that it took me a while to realize he was a shipping coordinator, and he's in the liquidation business too. And I finally realized, oh, okay, he can do his own shipping.
They often get lots in. Sounds like you have stuff for every sell channel. You have stuff for local markets, eBay, Amazon potentially.
Yeah, and that's always been one of my philosophies, is never have just one market that you sell in, because that could dry up in a heartbeat. We fought that a lot with the electronics business, because we chose just to do eBay and Amazon, and then they're so big, if you do something wrong or even slightly wind blows the wrong way, they can lock you out in a heartbeat and you're kind of shut down. So as many channels as we can find, if we find a new one, we're going to sell on it too, and we're just going to keep the stuff going. And we try and teach that to the people that come in too, because we do have, when the people come in and well, what have you done to research the business? How do you want to sell? Well, I think I want to have a garage sale. Okay, what's your backup plan? Well, what do you mean a backup plan? Okay, you need 1, 2, 3, 10.
Oh.
So yeah, I always reinforce that to people. Have a backup plan, have a second, third plan on how you're going to sell this stuff, and because just don't say, well, it didn't sell on Tuesday, so I'm not going to get into business. I'm stuck with $2,000 worth of merchandise I can't sell. Anything you get from us, you're going to sell.
So we had a question in the chat about what's the relation and how does it work with EquipBids? I know we kind of touched on it earlier, but
we are an affiliate of EquipBids. EquipBids is the umbrella organization. They're based here in Kansas City. Greg and Andy down there are the owner and operations manager. They are moving to expand their operation outside of Kansas City. I can't remember how long they've been in business. I know it's around 5 years, plus or minus, maybe a little longer. And they're just growing it by leaps and bounds. But with us here, we're just an affiliate. We pay to use the site, and we go ahead and Not much different than eBay a little bit, but
Well, it's an online auction house.
Yeah.
And if you are affiliated with them, then I can upload multiple items, just resellable items. I'm a reseller mostly, and I do eBay and Amazon. But when it gets to a certain price point or used options or used things or different things, I'll go ahead and do an auction and upload individual items on EquipBid, and you can get on there, and once you just enter your information in and your credit card, you can look. There's multiple people that are on there having auctions, and you just go down the screen and bid on the merchandise. And then we have also an inspection day. So if you're looking at something you like, but you're not sure, what it is, because we say if it's used, it works, it does work, but then it's up to the bidder to come down and inspect it before you bid on it. And then if you want it, then you bid on it, and then you purchase it, and you come down and pick it up, or we can ship it to you. But it's anybody, and it's usually local people. I mean, it's local people, but we have people from Wichita, Topeka, Arkansas. It's amazing. We're
in Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Montana.
That they actually, some of those people do business through here or drive through here, and then
or we'll ship it to them, and they'll pay a little extra to have us ship it to them after they win the item. But if we as affiliates, we pay to be an affiliate on that site, and they charge us also so much a month. And then you have a buyer's premium when you win the auction. I think right now it's at, I can't remember if it's 10 or 15% that you pay over your winning bid, plus sales tax. Unless you're tax exempt or you're a company, we can always go in and take that sales tax off.
Okay, so there's different. You don't have a resale certificate versus you do. You get different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then,
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, with the EquipBids, it's anywhere from one item to multiple items. Like we can do one weed eater up to the pallets that we have out there right now, which have multiple items on them.
I mean, people sell cars on there, refrigerators, brand new, construction, etc. It can be just about anything.
Lots of commercial kitchen items, restaurant items.
So you said you had different sources, Target, Home Depot. We had a question about sources.
Mm-hmm. The people we buy from are several direct to each source. We are direct to two sources that we've developed a relationship with. We could be direct with Walmart. We do have that kind of contact, but I just don't want to deal with 15 or 20 loads a month and have to get rid of them. I'm happy with the size we are now. I'd like to grow it, but I don't want to grow it overnight to 30 trucks at Walmart coming in and just have to deal with pallet after pallet. That's a little overwhelming.
Okay, so you said two direct, and it sounds like you have sources for the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we can.
All right,
we pretty much can get anything anybody wants, given a little time.
Yeah. All right, what did we miss? What is something that we didn't talk about that maybe people might want to know about you, your business, what you offer?
Well, I think what sets us apart is we're willing to talk. We're open. We answer questions. We respond quickly. A lot of people always are surprised when they come down and they talk to us, and they'll say, hey, you guys were the only ones that responded or were willing to answer our questions. I think that's really a good compliment for people when they come in, or for us, people say. And we'll sit and talk to anybody on the phone that wants to talk, listen to us drone on and bore them to death. But like I said, though, when we first started, we won't sell anybody anything that we don't think that they're at a place they can be in business and really understand what they need to do. If push comes to shove and they really knuckle us under, yeah, we'll sell it to them. But it's with the understanding that we don't think you're to the point you understand what you're doing.
We're not babysitters.
Yeah, we're not.
Wait a minute. We're not here to. I mean, we have a lot of legitimate business people, but yeah, you will have people that come in there and see what we do, and it does take a little bit of time. It does take a strategy. It does take it really is a system. And once you get that down, and it is a risk, you know, and it depends on how much you want to bite off, and it's work. It really is. I mean, it is work. I mean, don't think it's not, or think that, you know, you're a newly, you know, stay-at-home mom, and which we had a lovely, went down to the West Bottoms and rented out a beautiful, you know, 1900s building, and bought a lot of our merchandise. And then the hurricane came in, and her husband, the hurricane through Florida, and her husband is an adjuster, so he had to leave for Florida, and she's got you know, a 6-month-old baby, and she's down there, and now she's overwhelmed. She opened a mortar store where it's a beautiful area, but there's not like high traffic. And she was just kind of just sitting there, and nothing was happening. And she would do a little bit online and get her friends in there, but not like customers. And she called us back. She's like, "You got to buy me out. I'm out. She's like, "Can you buy me out? Can you help me out? I got to get out of here because she can't handle this." Her friends, another couple, were going to be in business with them, and they just kind of fell off the face of the earth on her. And it's just odd how odd things happen. I mean, and it's not like she wasn't a businesswoman and didn't know what she was doing, but certain things fell apart. And
we've had others that opened a store and were open one weekend, and 3 months later they haven't opened their doors since. So it's amazing people that come in and what they do, and then want to complain that they don't have sales. Well, okay, wimpy, look for a job last Tuesday and got a hamburger, but the rest of it didn't happen, did it?
We're really not here to tell you how to start a business. I mean, so
right.
Here to sell.
Sell them the right product. You want them
to
sell it and come back and buy some more.
That's what it's about.
So how do you guys deal with, or have you ever had any instances where, you know, you receive a pallet and you flip it over? Well, the buyer gets the pallet and everything in there, and I don't know if this happened, I'm making it up. You know, it's not what the buyer expected. Either it's defective.
Well, we had that. He bought something from a new distributor that was supposed to be brand new tools, and we got 24. He got 24 pallets of trash, broken grills, charcoal grills, broken just junk, lawn tools, just junk. And you know, I how to protect yourself as a buyer. Yeah, you can't. That was a big load.
Yeah. And we worked it out. I mean, it was amicable. We did work that out. Now, we've had people buy from us. Again, you know, there's those people that just absolutely insist they know what they're doing, and they'll come back and say, "We got this home, and 30 minutes later, everything's junk." Well, okay, no, it's not. You haven't had time to even look at it, open a box yet. You know, and so it happens. And then after a day or two, they figure out, okay, well, maybe I can really make some money with this.
Well, and it's also a good thing to get online for these type of people that, you know, we have, you know, emails that we've had brand new merchandise coming of tools, and this is the trash you brought, and this was not just like a mistake through your logistics. And, you know, this is what's good about these certain sites, that you can name names and say, look, this is not how it is. And I respectfully, you know, that's what I enjoy about looking at these sites and seeing who they bought from and what their experience was. That helped me a lot in the beginning, and knowing who I was never going to deal with. Because when you start buying in that volume and that price point, then I mean, it does get a lot riskier than buying 2 boxes and or a pallet and having it delivered to your garage. I mean, I'm respectful of anything, however you choose to buy it. Say the transparency of what you're selling.
Yeah, because that's ultimately we've seen that in Rob's group with Nice. We know the suppliers of the product, and it sounds like we can just contact you directly, and that relationship there is ultimately what, you know, the people are looking for. And it sounds like you're putting in the effort up front to mitigate that, to understand what the buyer wants and understand that they know what they're getting, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, then we become that person.
Yeah. About returns, I know it's returns. I know what to expect, and I don't say, "Hey guys, you know, half the stuff's open." Well, that's the condition that I sold it to you in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't want to be the ones that people are bad mouthing online either. And,
well, no, but I mean, some of these are pretty big businesses that do a huge volume, and they're you know who to stay clear of.
Yeah. And you said it earlier, right? You see all the reviews out there, and that's where,
Yeah,
people.
that's what I love about this site and Facebook. That is if you don't know, that's really a #1 starting point.
Yeah, and Robin, the PS 101 site's been, ever since we found it, it's really sent our business to the next level because of what you can find, review, and see the people. You can see from the new people coming in to the reviews that they give on stuff they have, and that's been a really neat aspect to bring to the business and bring to the table. It takes away a lot of that business intel that you have to do manually and find out yourself when it's all in one spot that he's created.
Yeah. We got a question. Do they sell new items?
Yes. Yeah.
So, because a couple questions came through of what type items they sell. So it sounds like you guys sell the whole range, shelf pulls all the way to returns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even for brand, they say I prefer new overstock, things that are relevant.
And Darlene's last load, she had Amazon. It was all Amazon shelf pulls that were small. So she's made pretty good money.
Well, it was really high-end stuff, but then you take the smaller stuff with it. It was all brand new, and it moved out quite fast. And then my first shipment I ever bought, I by myself bought 24 pallets of Home Depot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest that.
There's some people that you come to you and say, I want to do this, and you go, oh, wait a minute, and then they say, well, I already did it. That's 1 second next to me.
I will say it was, some of it was returns and shelf pulls. I will not sell stuff like that on eBay because you get a lot of returns. I mean, if you're up front, you get a lot of returns. I did out of my experience, but then I also had, like I say, when we started the business, opening up a local auction, and we had people coming through there. I had guys that half my pallet, we wanted to buy my pallets. I'm like, okay, let's go. And that was great. And then I moved a lot of it online locally. I mean, it went fast, but I mean, it was work. It was, really a lot of work inspecting but then it goes out as is, and pallets do of that type of merchandise. But it was really nice. High-end lighting, ceiling fans, just, wow, it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But, and a lot of people are complaining about, such as, let's call it Home Depot right now, but there are programs out there that you dig for, and you can find their other programs that it's all the new stuff. You're going to pay a little more, but you can get all new Home Depot stuff.
Yeah, it's just working, watching your sites, watching people's sites, connecting online, and getting, you can get those avenues if you really are working for it.
Yep. Exactly. Relationships and knowing, growing that, and what's going on.
And a lot of people, if you're depending on the size of shipments, obviously we're coming in large volume, so they're wanting to sell to us, and then we can break it down and then go to people that, hey, I just want 2 pallets or my box, or etc.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're able to help the rest.
Yeah, and we did a little different, and she was helping me with this, but when we were looking for a lot of our sources, we actually flew to places and met with people, just to make sure they were who they said they were and did what they said they were going to do. And I think one of the neatest ones we ever went to was going to the bulk warehouse in Tennessee. Yep. If anybody ever gets that chance, I highly recommend it.
Question in the chat about shipping. You ship all the way across the country?
Yep,
Anywhere?
Continental 48.
Yes.
Or farther, if people are willing to pay for it.
If you're willing to pay for it, we'll ship it.
All right. Any other questions in the chat? Any other things you guys want to touch on? I think sounds like you got everything on the list that I had.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say we touched about everything.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a couple questions come in, which is nice. I like that we're able to. It's not. The thing I really like is that explain the concept to new people, not just expecting they'll know how to get rid of it, right? Yeah.
And we find more often than not, if they're new walking through the door, they have an idea, but they don't have the concept or how to implement it.
And one more question that came up again: retailers they will buy from. Sounds like Target, Home Depot, Amazon, anywhere, right?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
buy from any retailer, but we're gonna check them out and or a
Yeah.
supplier. We'll check them out real good before we'll make the first purchase.
Yep. And then how can people get a hold of you? Is it basically just Facebook group?
You can get a hold of us through our Facebook, or get a hold of us on our phone numbers or on Facebook too. You can give us a call. 816-728-8262 is my direct line. Feel free to call. Down in the cave, doesn't always ring. So
We're on the ground. We are, you
do
know.
leave a message because we're 10 stories underground. So,
Okay.
and we'll get back to you as soon as I get the message. We will get back to you and try and fulfill your needs.
And it sounds like too that, you know, we can see your videos and your Facebook page. We can see what you're getting in. Then we can call you up and say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. What do you have?
Yep.
And what's the other thing I was going to say? Looking for certain things, shipping. Right. Anything I missed on terms of, so it's basically, you can cater to us what we're looking for, and we can look at what we need, and you can ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let us know what you're looking for, and we'll try and fulfill those needs best we can. May not
Okay.
have it right today, but we'll get it at some point.
And there's no minimum or maximum. You know, if you're, what you say, if you're looking for a small niche to get started or whatever you choose, you bet we're there.
And if we purchase direct from you, do you require a reseller certificate from us?
No.
Okay. All right. And now it sounds like there's a couple people in the chat that want to try you out. So hopefully we'll expect a couple calls.
Okay. And if they want to look at the pallets that we have out there right now on EquipBid, it's equip-bid.com.
Okay.
It's free to sign up. You just have to enter your information and your credit card.
So I will link EquipBid down below. I'll link to your Facebook group down below with the contact information. I'll put together a little sheet. I'll send that over to you to make sure it looks all right and I got everything in there.
Okay.
No minimum. Go ahead.
And you can talk to any one of us. There's myself, Jeff, or Darlene, or John. John answers phone too. John's a great guy to talk to. He's got a lot of wealth of information. So any one of the three of us, feel free to contact. And
Sure, if you're just looking to buy merchandise, I mean, we don't have to sell you a pallet, or we don't have to say if you're looking for whatever we have going on there.
yeah.
I mean, we sell it outright.
Awesome. Yep. All right, guys. Oh, last question we had, pricing. I think we said it's really anything which kind of negotiable, or are they set prices? How's that work?
There's no set pricing, but what I will do, and it's kind of funny because John gets mad at me all the time. John has the pricing in his head, and if people ask me pricing, they'll get a deal, and then he gets mad.
Talk to Jeff.
So
remember, this is Jeff.
We gotta call Jeff now.
For pricing, I'm going to tell you go to John.
Okay.
Because then I won't get in trouble.
Okay, so it's basically whatever we're looking for, John will give us a price, and that's
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one-stop shop on pricing.
And it sounds like when I'm looking at your Facebook groups, you kind of have some pallets that I'm trying to give a range here. You said some pallets were like 250.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for general merchandise from Target, or you're looking for a high-end, we've got a whole range of Lenovo tablets and computers. We had a Dell laptop. I don't know if they're still there, but I mean, electronics. Yeah, that's going to be a very different price point on that. And then I don't think we even had tents left from the summer.
Tents are all gone. We had several loads of Bass Pro that we got in, and I shouldn't have said that, but
yeah,
that went out
the big
pretty
mouth
quick.
fish,
Yeah.
but you're not supposed to sell. I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, what we have in the merch, but just like anybody, you understand that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're wanting to buy rugs, or if you're wanting to buy computers, is a big difference.
Yeah. And that shops, you know, if you looked at their pallets when they came in, they looked horrendous. I mean, just from a pallet perspective, a visual, they just looked horrendous. And I can remember standing there looking over them, thinking, what are we going to do with this? Because they just did not look pretty. But when you dug into them, they were some money-making pallets.
Yeah.
They made a lot of money for us. So.
Perfect. I think we got it all for now. I'd love to have you guys on again.
We'd love to. This was fun.
Great.
Sorry about that beginning.
Yeah. And we got that worked out now. So
Amateur hour here.
get some people over to you and look to see what we can buy. And we can feature some more of your products either here on this channel, on Rob's channel, and get some people buying some product.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.